Just as the world is lagging behind the speed of technology, the statutes and bounds that make society civil are also ever reactionary to the increasingly pervasive digital confrontations which have to be translated and responded to in the non-digital world. For a digital space that increasingly provides answers nearly instinctively, we still have so many questions about the environment we're creating. Why should anyone hold their tongue, be considerate, or operate under the golden rule when they're in the digital space? Did Jesus, Allah, or Buddha lay out guidelines for how their followers were to purport themselves while playing the newest Halo game? If not a religious figure, who then is the Emily Post and therefore arbiter of the norms of the digital space? 4chan? Anonymous? A more imperative and deep-reaching question would actually go beyond etiquette and slight to malcontent. What happens when social justice issues get digitized? In light of the social justice foci culminating in the last half of 2014, the way injustice is both experienced and overcome has officially changed, warranting a seismic shift in the approach faith communities have relied on for being God's hands and feet in the world. On the one hand, the persistent battle between a legion of heteronormative, cisgendered, straight white male video game players and a small group of feminists and their allies challenging a boys' club to do better showed non-video game players a misogynistic and dangerous world that could no longer afford to operate on "that's just the way it is" mindsets. On the other hand, injustices enacted in the non-digital world on the streets of Ferguson launched a movement that continues to thwart the status quo of justice-making by hybridizing the old and new schools of civil rights activism. What does the Church Catholic have to say about the social justice issues that begin or live in the digital space? And how can faith communities equip themselves to be voices for good and change in those spaces? To begin the work of recognizing where people in places of faith have fallen short and how they are providing relevant and needed aid, a new ethic inspired by womanism and a critical analysis of technology and our lives therein is necessary to bring the theological thought into the depths of digital injustices and virtual social justice victories.